Hello guys, Hylas here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, you already know what we're going to read, but I'm gonna present it to you. We're going to read Blue Sisters. This is my most anticipated read of this year. Ever since I knew this book was going to come out, I was like, give it to me. Give it to me. I need it. So, what do I know about this book? As you guys know, I always like to go into books blindly. I may need to stop doing that because I just read a book so bad. I was even making a video about it, but it was so bad that I didn't. I was like, no. So, I am going into this book basically blind. What I know is this is about 4 sisters. I don't remember their names, but it's here on the dust jacket that I already took off. One of them is Avery, that is the oldest. Then is Bonnie. Then it's Nikki, and then it's Lucky. And I know that Nikki is going to die, and that is gonna make the other sisters get closer. I did not read this book or buy it exactly the day or the month it came out because I did want to see what people were going to say about it. And this is what I'm doing with Intermezzo. Intermezzo just came out, and I'm still waiting for people's opinions to see if it's worth it reading. Because I get like that, you know? Like, I read Not Another Love Song, the book that I was just talking that it was too bad, like, so bad. I did not enjoy it at all. But I saw people saying really good things, so sometimes the opinions don't match the vibe. But, like, there are 3 or 4 people on social media that I really, like, know that their opinions and their ideas, their perception of things is really like close to what I think. So sometimes I wait for them to review it to see if it's worth reading it. And yeah, sometimes you need to read bad books. That's okay, I don't mind. This is my first book from Coco Mellers. I did not read Frankenstein. What is the name of the book? Cleopatra, I think that's the name of the book. Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I did not read that. Don't know if I will. I am a sucker for sisters or like siblings in books or shows or whatever. I just finished watching Heartstopper, the TV show, the 3rd season. You guys probably already know that I love Heartstopper to the core of my soul. Like, Jesus. But what I was saying is the 3rd season of Heartstopper has so much Charlie and Tori. And Tori is one of my favorite people in the universe. I read Solitaire. That was so amazing. Like, that book completely changed my life, like, in a way that sometimes I cannot even explain it. And the relationship between siblings is always so important to me. Like, I am an only child, and I always see like siblings as best friends, and I never really had someone in my life that I could call my best friends forever, that we're always together. I really like this thing about siblings, and I love to see my friends with their siblings is always cute. But with that being said, really hope Blue Sisters is different from what I've been searching for. No, different from what I've been reading, I've been seeing. I hope it brings a different perspective on life. And yeah, you're going to see my reaction to the prologue because I already read the prologue. I could not wait for it, so I read it. You're going to see my reaction to it this morning. And then I'm going to be talking again here. I was reading the prologue before introducing the video, but now I feel like I have to say this. You'll probably already seen the intro, but this is recorded before the intro. Nikki, the sister that died, she had endometriosis. Do you know who has endometriosis? Me. I went into this book, like I always do with all the books, knowing absolutely nothing. Like, they were 4 sisters, and that's what brought me to this book. Like, I wanted to read it so bad. And Nikki? Okay, so as you've seen, that was literally me like, oh my god. So, what I know from the prologue is that Nikki, she was a school teacher and she had endometriosis. I have endometriosis. That's literally my first video on this YouTube channel, was me talking about my life with chronic illness and all of that. And oh my god, seeing a character with the same illness as mine, and hopefully not in a cliche way where everything's gonna be fine, because I know it's not gonna be fine. I want to see Nikki's perspective on it, even if we don't really have our POV, because I don't know if we're going to. I really don't think we will, but I want to see if that's gonna play a big part of the story or not, even though I know this is about the other 3 sisters, not her. But I'm really excited. So I really hope we will be seeing other perspectives. And if you guys know other books with characters with endometriosis that, you know, could be fun for me to read, leave me a comment. And yeah, let's get to reading, because that is the fun of it. This is very random. It's still the same day. I just know I'm ready to go out. But while I was waiting, oh Jesus, we're in the first chapter, and there's something here that is like, I'm gonna read it to you. It's crazy. Well, there's a bit of friends of Lucky and whatever, and there's a phrase that says, she glanced up at the sky, which was turning an anemic shade of gray. It's raining. It's raining a lot. And what I want to say is, talking about the book, first you're going to see me reading and talking about the book in completely different days, because I have university and sometimes I don't have that much time to read, so I'll try to read up a bunch and then talk about it. I didn't read a bunch. I read 50 pages now. Yeah, I only read 50 pages, and what I have to say is, it's raining so much, you guys can probably hear it, but I wanted to say that I'm afraid that they're going to make Nikki's character, like, her whole personality is going to surround her chronic illness. And I really hope they don't do that, because that's not life. It takes a lot of our lives to be like that, but we also have personality. And so far, I haven't seen personality. And it's 50 pages. It's crucial for you to start seeing a bit of it. but we haven't. But I hope we will. I also will talk a bit about my experience with the illness and her experience, if we got to see that. But so far, it's pretty close. I got diagnosed when I was 18. She got diagnosed when she was 20. And she really wanted kids. And I don't want kids. I never wanted kids. No kids, please. So far, we get this kind of, we are in different poles of the situation. But yeah, we'll see how it goes in the future. We'll see how the future is looking. After the crazy rainy night we had yesterday, today we had a hurricane. I also got to page 100 of the Blue Sisters. Let me show it to you. I don't know if I talked to you about this being an art cover, my first ever art cover. I'm really happy about it. What happened? I got to page 100 and I don't want to spoil much of the story. I'm gonna leave that to the end of the video. But I feel like Coco Mellors tries really hard to have this kind of poetic writing style, but she kind of fails. I'm sorry, this is my opinion, and if you think otherwise, that's completely fine. I just think she fails because she writes like 2 sentences where it's like, yeah, this could go right, and next paragraph it goes super wrong. First, I actually have to search this. I don't know if she has any actual knowledge of what is living with endometriosis. Maybe she has endometriosis, I don't know. Also, what does she know about women loving women relationships? I really want to know because it's so... She writes it in a weird way. It's weird. It's very weird. I'm bisexual, by the way, just so you know. I'm bi actually. As if you didn't know, like, Nick is literally my favorite Heartstopper character. Do I need to say anything else? Of course no, I don't. But I have my tea. I'm on page 101 exactly, or 100 actually. Yeah, 100. We're starting a bunnies chapter. Avery is fine for what I know about her. Lucky is giving me not, she did not pass the vibe check. But maybe it's because I never had sisters or brothers or siblings in general. So I don't know what it is like to have that experience. But I'm gonna keep reading. It's raining again. Wow. We got like 30 minutes of no rain and it's raining again. Nice. Seriously. What the fuck? Honest question. Is Avery dumb or is Avery dumb? I cannot believe this. I can't believe what she's just about to do. Coco Mellors just compared people with chronic pain with addicts. Girl. spoiler alert if you don't want to get spoiled. Nikki wanted to be a mother. And now the story is going like, oh, she would never have that surgery because she wanted to be a mother. And then she put me a phrase like, she wanted to be a mother more than she wanted to be free. Even if she had that surgery, she wouldn't be free. Like, she could be at least a bit relieved, but she wouldn't be free, baby. No, that's not how life works. Unfortunately, I would say, like, if this book was written 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, I would tell you, okay, this book came out in September this year, 2024. Girl, honestly disappointed in the portrayal of my illness. We have a Kate Moss reference. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. So everyone, I finished Blue Sisters. And remember when I said this was my most anticipated book and I was really happy? I'm not really happy or happy at all with this. I ended up giving this book 2 stars. And let's go through why. Why have I given this 2 stars? Okay, I have some post-its here. What I wrote, what I think. Here are some more. I'm always taking them notes. I even dog-eared some pages. We're going to talk about it. First, why? Why was I so happy about reading a book like this? Mainly, this book was about 4 sisters, and I've said this hundreds of times. I love sisters in books. I love best friends in books. This has nothing to do with best friends, but sisters. And that, like, just that made me really like, okay, I want to read this. I did wait a bit to see what people were saying, and I saw so many people saying, oh my god, this is a 5-star book, this is amazing, and I was like, okay. Eventually I read in an article online, people saying that this could be like Little Women retelling, something like that. And like last month or this month, I don't even remember, I made a video on Little Women, reading the book, loved it, absolutely incredible. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like this, obviously. And the cover, the cover of the book, especially the one that I have, the dust jacket that is not here, but it's there looking at me. It's incredible. One of the most beautiful book covers I own. So I was really happy to get into it until I start reading. I like to go mostly blind into books. I went almost blind, and I found out that Nikki, the character who dies, she has endometriosis, and I'm like, okay, are we about to get like a representation on books? That's incredible. That's amazing. No, it's not. It's a very poor representation because Coco Mellors had the audacity to write down a sentence that said that an hysterectomy was the cure of endometriosis. And when I tell you that that is not the case, that it can have some relief, yeah, I'm not gonna go against that, but it's not the cure of the illness. And my girl, if you want to write about an illness, at least know what you're writing about. Like, I was speechless. And I already said this in my, like, continuous review, but, like, now I have to say it. Nikki could be such a great character, could be such a, like, the sisters, like, I have to say this, the sisters only remembered Nikki mostly for her illness. They were always like, yeah, she was always in pain. Yeah, she had this. Rarely you saw a moment where they didn't think about pain. Like this Spice Girls concert, whatever, that was fine. Like they didn't talk about pain or anything. But it's so rare to see it during the book that I'm like, she's just a illness. They just remember her illness. And that's so not true. Oh my Jesus. That's not how you remember life. Specifically of your sister. If you just remember the times she was in pain, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. And I don't want to be remembered like that, okay? I have endo. I don't think my friends will ever remember me just because I have endo. I don't have sisters. I don't have siblings at all. But I don't think that's the experience. But let's go through my notes. Firstly, I wrote down that this was very dialogue heavy. Sometimes very awkward, very cringe. I did that, you know? When I said that anemic joke that I read to you, that was really bad. That's why I laughed. I like the environment they were in. Like, some were in London, the other one was in Paris. The other one was in the USA. That's fine. I like that. And when we go into the writing style, it's kind of poor. It's very poor. And it tries so hard to be something it's not. And I've said this before. Like, if you cannot be something, at least don't try to be it. You know? Don't try it. Don't try it out if you know you're going to fail it. Please don't do that. It's really, really fucking bad. I feel like she tries too hard, and it doesn't work. The worst part is that you're seeing it and you're like, I know what she's trying to do, but it's failing so hard. Life. In the first few chapters, it was quite fast paced. But then it slowed down, and I don't think I really enjoy that. Also, I think she tried to implement so many themes into the book that at certain points I was like, calm down. She was talking about addictions and illnesses and sisters' relationships and what? Don't. Because if you want to talk about something, maybe you have to go in depth into it. But she couldn't. She wanted to talk about so many things. I'm like, calm down, Jesus. Also, what was that lesbian representation that I hated? Because I hate when people think like this, and then people read it and think this is how people actually act. Like, maybe like 2 people in the world do, but not everybody's like that. The thing of making lesbians crave male validation or even sex for men is crazy. Like you could do cheating. She could be cheating, but why would she have to be cheating with a man if she was a so-called lesbian? Oh my god, and don't come with bisexuality because I am bisexual. And she never said she was bisexual here, so what? Oh my god. Don't do that again. Please, I beg you. I'm begging you for that. Please. Well, after my rant here, I am so mad I don't think people understand how mad I am. It's crazy. I have to breathe. I have to think that the world is a better place, and not everybody thinks like this, but no. First, it was the really bad endometriosis representation, then this, and oh my god. Well, this was Blue Sisters, the disappointment of the year. I didn't have super high expectations. In my head, this would be like a 4-star book. It's 2 stars, and it's, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend, but I've seen so many people giving it 5 stars that I actually think sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes but I have the experience, you know. I live with endometriosis. I've lived with endo for 5 years. 5 years. And it's hard. And I've got surgery, and I'm going to have surgery again, and that's hard. But that's not my whole personality. I like to do other things, you know. I like to read, I like to dance, I like to watch movies. I'm a filmmaker. Life is not, you cannot resume somebody else's life to their illnesses, okay? Maybe if you're a doctor, you can totally do that. But normal people don't do that. So please, I don't know how Coco Miller's thought about endo. I don't think she has endo, because who told you there was a cure? Who told you, baby? Who told you? No, I'm actually a bit mad. I'm pissed off. But I think I'm gonna end the video here. I'm going to search on TikTok about this, because on Goodreads, a few people agree with my thoughts. Thank you, God. Thank you. But I see so many people giving it 5 stars that I don't know, man. Maybe I didn't read the same book. Maybe my book was flawed. I think maybe that was it. I'm going to search Blue Sisters on TikTok. Well, on TikTok, everybody is saying that it's amazing and you should read it, and wow. Well, okay. Everybody has different opinions. I don't care. If you like this book, amazing. Period. The only thing I can really criticize and say, like, please don't tell me this is accurate, is the endometriosis experience and representation, because that's not how it is. But yeah, this is a book, this is fiction, everything can happen, whatever. I'm gonna finish the video now. I'm pretty pissed off, and I don't want to piss you guys off, so I'll probably see you maybe tomorrow or next week. Bye.